Thanks for tuning back in as I continue on the trail of the Wright Brothers. My trek has brought me to Dayton, Ohio, which was the home of the Wright Brothers. It's where they had their bicycle and printing business, and where they also worked on developing the world's first successful powered aircraft. I'm here at the corner of West 3rd Street and William Street in West Dayton, which is where the Brothers' bicycle shop was once located. But the shop nor the Wrights' house are no longer here. Both were moved to Henry Ford's Greenfield Village Historical Park in Dearborn, Michigan in the 1930s. Where the shop once was is now occupied by the Aviation Heritage National Historic Site. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, it's presently closed. But that won't stop me from taking a look around the area. I guess my question is, was this building purpose-built as a National Historic Site? Or did the Park Service take over a building that was built here after the cycle shop was moved and turn it into the historic site? Behind the park building, back on Hawthorne Street, is where their home once stood. Here's a photo taken before it was moved, and what it looks like today up in Dearborn at the Greenfield Park site. The actual home site here in Dayton is a vacant lot, which features a recreation of the home's front porch and the outline of its foundation. This is the very place that the Wrights conducted their daily lives. Here's a picture of the brothers. Here's a photo of how the home and their shop are displayed up at Greenfield Village. Perhaps one day I will find my way there, but that will need to wait for another time. I am now out at what's called the Huffman Prairie Flying Field Interpretive Center and the Wright Brothers Memorial, located on a hilltop along the south side of Route 444, not far from the National Museum of the United States Air Force. The center is also closed for COVID, but the grounds are open to look around. The plaque explains how the memorial was finished and dedicated in 1940 and sits atop a bluff that overlooks the Huffman Prairie Flying Field, a little more than a mile distant. Centered on the hilltop is the memorial. In commemoration of the courage, perseverance, and achievements of Wilbur and Orville Wright. This plaque explains that the arrow on top of the wall points at the Wrights' hangar out on Huffman Prairie, about a mile away, adjacent to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base you can see in the distance, which you can see outlined on this plaque. Huffman Prairie provided the open space the Wrights needed to fly and continue to perfect their airplane. It is also where they taught others to fly, which made it the nation's very first flight school. Well, after a long journey, we have made it to the Huffman Prairie Flying Field, the Wright Brothers' kind of proving grounds. We'll take a little excursion around the area. This is in Dayton, Ohio, and once they came back from the Carolinas in their first flight, they perfected the Wright Flyer, made some changes to it, and they flew around this area as a practice area. One of the things needed to help launch their airplane was a catapult, which this is a part of. The line on the concrete weight was threaded down the launching track and helped accelerate the flyer for takeoff. This bronze map shows what Huffman Prairie looks like. As you can see, it's a wide open field, more than adequate for the Wrights' first airplanes. The white pendant denotes one of the corners of the flying field, And this is a replica of their hangar. Another pendant and another corner of the flying field. Alright, I think this is going to wrap up our trip to Dayton, Ohio with the Wright Brothers. This has been kind of an aviation type of trip. It's investigating all the Wright Brothers activities around, in and around the Dayton, Ohio region. They are from this area, and it's been a lot of fun, some interesting stuff. And I think it's time to give it a rating. So, a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think?
You go right ahead.
I'm thinking it's like a 9.875.
If you love aviation, this is the place to be.
And what is it, Karen, for you?
I would say the same. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, she's got it around a 2 because anyway, thanks for watching. Remember, life is a journey. Enjoy the ride.